silver bullet with a review of Costco's steak rubbed and marinated certified Angus beef tri-tip.
This is how certified Angus beef Steakhouse tri-tip appears in the cooler at Costco. And here's a close-up view of the packaging. The most prominent element is the certified Angus beef logo. That indicates that this is a high-quality piece of beef. It's at least USDA choice, maybe even higher. They clearly disclose on the package that you're not just buying beef, you're also buying up to a 16% solution of marinade and seasoning. Looking at the price label, once again we see certified Angus beef as the descriptor. We also see a price of $5.99, which at least here in California is not a terribly bad price for tri-tip. I paid as much as $8.99 around the Memorial Day holiday for regular USDA choice unseasoned tri-tip at Costco. So the price is inviting, to say the least. This tri-tip is distributed by Golden West Food Group out of Southern California. This is the same company that makes the American Barbecue Company brand of meat products that are also sold at Costco. Back in July 2018, I did a video review of their brisket burnt ends, pre-cooked burnt ends at Costco. I'll put a link to that video up here on the screen. Just suffice it to say that this company, Golden West, makes a lot of pre-prepared, cooked or marinated, ready-to-cook products for Costco. And here's a look at the ingredients. First ingredient is beef, followed by the marinade and the seasoning or the rub. There's nothing scary in this list, nothing artificial that I can see. The only thing you may not recognize is xanthan gum. Xanthan gum is a fermented sugar along with the bacteria. It's used to thicken products as well as to keep ingredients from separating. Now I'm going to let you off the hook right up front and tell you that I didn't particularly care for this product. I'm going to give it a thumbs down. First of all, you can see how it came out of the package onto the grill. It was all smashed together into sort of an oval shape. It didn't really look like a tri-tip. I wasn't quite sure what I was dealing with. In retrospect, I wish I had explored that. I wish I had tried to pull this apart to see what I had, but I put it on the grill the same way that many people would. And as it began to cook, I began to notice that there was a large amount of fat still on one side of the tri-tip. Some people like that. I don't particularly find it appealing, and you can see in these photos here I'm pulling with a pair of tongs to show you the amount of fat that's on this meat. As the tri-tip continued to cook, it actually began to unfold into the shape that you would expect, a triangular shape. As the tri-tip cooked further, some of that fat began to render. I began to get flare-ups. So I moved to an indirect cooking situation where I had burners on the left and right side of the tri-tip generating heat, and I had no heat in the center of the grill. I placed the tri-tip in the center and cooked it indirectly. It took a total of about 40 minutes to cook this tri-tip. At a certain point, I went ahead and inserted a probe thermometer into the tri-tip to monitor the internal temperature. And when it hit about 135 degrees internal temperature, I took the tri-tip off the grill and let it rest for about 10 minutes while getting ready for dinner. Here's how the tri-tip looked after cooking. I thought it looked pretty good. When I cut into it, though, I realized that I had overcooked it in the beginning over too high a heat. And then I got the internal temperature just right at the very center, but I have sort of that gray band around the exterior of the meat, especially on one side. So I cooked it too hot and too fast on one side initially, and that may have been because of the flare-ups I got too. You will notice, though, in these photos that the meat still looks juicy. It certainly was. So the marination that they used, and probably an injection of that marinade into the meat, did serve its purpose. It did help keep the meat moist and juicy, despite the fact that I cooked it a little too hard and a little too fast. However, the proof is in the taste. And when I first ate this tri-tip, I found the flavor to be very, very strong, way too strong for my liking. Mrs. TVWB initially really liked the flavor a lot on first eating, but when we refrigerated the leftovers and ate it again the next day, she changed her mind and didn't really care for it all that much. So in terms of flavor, not a big fan of this product, and I would not buy it again. So to summarize, the certified Angus beef Steakhouse tri-tip at Costco, it's a convenient product. The price is right at $5.99 a pound. I don't particularly like the flavor, the strong flavor. Be careful, there can be some fat on there that will flare up. You may wish to trim that off in advance. You should probably do some exploration and try to unfold the meat so that it cooks evenly on your grill, and use a more moderate cooking temperature so you don't overcook it in the beginning. But for me, this is a one and done. Thumbs down. I'll be cooking regular tri-tip next time, seasoning it myself.
Well, as always, I want to thank you for watching. I appreciate you very much. Please like and subscribe to my videos. That way people can find them more easily. I appreciate that. If you have an idea for a review you'd like me to do, please drop me a note at the email address you see on the screen. And until next time, take care, everybody. Bye-bye.